By the end of this video, you'll know the top 10 things you absolutely need to know before moving abroad. So if you're thinking of making the big leap to move overseas, I've got you covered. These are essential expat tips. If you move abroad, you'll be part of the 5.4 million Americans that live overseas. But moving abroad can feel overwhelming without the right advanced planning. So whether you're a digital nomad, a retiree, or just looking for a new adventure, I'll share tips and advice so you can prepare and make your expat adventure the most rewarding experience of your life. Hi, I'm Kate, and this is my YouTube channel, KateGypsy. I hope you watch to the very end, where I'll reveal some common misconceptions about becoming an expat. But if you want to get a drink, just put me on pause for a moment and then come on back. But maybe you'd be kind enough to give me a thumbs up and subscribe right away. Thanks very much. So let's get started right now. Here are the steps you need to take before packing your bags, so that you can avoid common expat mistakes and ensure that your big move is successful. The first step is to research your destination. You may have already done this a little bit at least, but if not, take some time to research the different laws, the customs, and the ways of life in the new country. And don't forget the cost of living and the potential job market in case you plan to work over there. For information on cost of living, check out numbeo.com. This website has cost of living information for over 11,000 cities in the world. In addition, websites, expat forums, and YouTube channels like this one, KateGypsy, are fantastic resources for getting real-world insights. Blogs and videos from fellow expats in your destination country can give you inside tips before you even arrive. Your second step involves visas and legal documentation. Make sure that you understand the kind of visa that will allow you to do whatever it is you're planning to do, whether it's work, study, or maybe just long-term stay. Visit or phone the embassy or consulate of your destination country to find out what the exact requirements are for the kind of visa that you will need. Then, make sure you have all the necessary documents, such as your passport, visa, work permits, and so on. Missing just one key document can turn your dream into a bureaucratic nightmare. Be sure to make photocopies of all your documents and take 2 copies of each one with you. Passports, visa, degree, transcripts, driver's license, insurance card, and anything else that you think might be important. The third step is finances and banking. Decide now how you want to handle your finances. Will you keep your bank account in your home country? If so, notify the bank where you'll be so they don't block your debit card. Same for your credit cards. Make sure they put the information about your new location into their computer. Will you get cash by using a debit card at an ATM? Will you open a bank account in your new country? Double check whether your debit or credit cards charge international fees. Some do, you know. Those charges can really add up. If they do charge, then look around for bank accounts and credit cards that won't charge you for purchasing items overseas. If you leave money in your home country bank account, you may want to transfer some of it later. I found that Wise is the least expensive way to transfer money from my US account to my Indonesian bank account. I'll leave a link in the description for their service. Be sure to take enough money with you to support yourself for the first few months, 2-3 months of your stay in the new country, even if you already have a job lined up. You never know what could happen. Close accounts that you won't need any longer, and pay bills a month in advance so you won't have to worry about those bills when you first arrive in your new country. The fourth step is about communication. Research what kind of cell phone system is used in the country that you're going to. You will likely have to purchase a SIM card for your cell phone when you arrive in your new country. Make sure that your cell phone will be able to use it. If your cell phone is locked to a particular cell service in your home country, you might have a problem. If it is locked, will they unlock it? If not, maybe it's time to buy an unlocked cell phone. You won't want to communicate with friends and family in your home country by cell phone, though. It's too expensive. I found that Skype and WhatsApp are the two programs that are easy to use and very inexpensive. You might want to install one or both of them on your laptop and set them up before you leave. I found that having a U.S. phone number is often important for using online programs. So what I did is I got a U.S. phone number on my Skype account. It doesn't cost much. And wherever I am in the world, I can make unlimited calls to landlines and cell phones in the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. So the fifth step is to take care of your health care and insurance. Healthcare systems vary drastically from one country to another. Some places have affordable healthcare, while others can be very expensive. You may want to have international health insurance that covers you in case of illness or emergency. But the best thing is to take care of seeing doctors before you leave your home country. This is especially true for dental work. Dental work might not be as good in the new country as it is in your home country. The sixth step is to upgrade your technology. If you live in the U.S., that's where you can buy tech items far less than in most other places in the world. So upgrade your items before you leave. If you need a new laptop, cell phone, or camera, better buy it in the U.S. before you leave. Just make sure that the warranty is international. And ask me how I learned that lesson. Now let's take the seventh step of cultural preparation and language learning. You might not plan on becoming fluent in your new country's language, and that's okay. But even so, it's important to know at least a few basics. Simple phrases like thank you, please, how much. They go a long way in daily life. And if you decide to learn the language, check out online courses like Babbel and Duolingo. Whatever you can learn prior to your arrival will help you in your new home. But cultural adaptation goes beyond language. What are the local customs? How do people greet each other? Is tipping common? What's considered rude or polite? You can find this kind of information online, and understanding these established ways of doing things will help you avoid embarrassing mistakes, and it will make your transition smoother. So the eighth step involves transportation and driving. How are you going to get around in your new town? In some countries, public transportation is fantastic, and you won't have to even think about needing a car. But in others, having your own vehicle might be essential. If you plan to drive, make sure to research whether your driver's license from your home country will be accepted in the new country. Or maybe you'll need an international license. Ride-sharing services like Uber are becoming common all over the world. Check to see if your new country has this kind of ride-sharing service. Also, check out how easy it is to get around by walking or biking. Getting the lay of the land before arriving can help you feel much more confident in navigating your new city. Now, your 9th step includes a new support system. Moving abroad can feel isolating if you don't have a support system. Before moving, try to connect with fellow expats through online communities or social media. Having a network of people who understand the challenges of living abroad and can give you advice can make a world of difference. And those same expats will be able to help you figure out what kind of accommodation you want to rent and in which areas of the city. The 10th step is always to expect the unexpected. So what do you think? Moving to a new country can be a thrilling adventure, but it's not as simple as just packing a suitcase. You've seen that there's a lot more to expat life than sipping coffee in a trendy cafe or taking Instagram-worthy photos in front of the Eiffel Tower. In this video, you heard about all the crucial steps you need to take before moving to a new country. But as I mentioned earlier, no matter how much planning you do, there will always be things you didn't account for. Maybe your luggage gets lost, or maybe your visa processing takes longer than you thought. Stay flexible and adaptable. It's all part of the adventure. But beware, no matter how prepared you are with legal paperwork, learning some phrases in the new language, research into the new country, and everything else you do to get ready, there will always be some surprises along the way. The best thing I've found is to consider these surprises as a wonderful part of the whole adventure. So, before you make a final decision, let's go over some common misconceptions that you might still have. One of the biggest misconceptions about expat life is that it's always easy and glamorous. People sometimes think that living abroad is like being on a permanent vacation with endless days of soaking up the sun and sipping margaritas by the pool. Sometimes, yeah, but the truth is, expat life can be incredibly challenging. You're not just adapting to a new culture, you're also navigating unfamiliar systems, dealing with language barriers, and figuring out how to get everyday tasks done in a new environment. And then there's the misconception that expat life is always exciting and adventurous. Well, it's true that living abroad can be quite exhilarating, but it's not all fun and games. There are days when you'll feel bored, lonely, frustrated, just like anyone else. You're away from your family, your friends, and you have to work hard to build a new social network. You'll make a new support system for sure, but that will take some time. If you recognize that in advance, you'll be able to go through those periods of loneliness better. One of the most important lessons I learned was the importance of flexibility. Things don't always go as planned when you're living abroad, just like when you're living at home. And you need to be able to adapt to new situations. Whether it's a delayed flight, a lost passport, or a sudden change of plans, you need to be able to roll with the punches. I also learned the importance of self-care. When you're dealing with the adventure and challenges of living in your new country, it's easy to neglect your own well-being. But it's crucial to prioritize your own physical and mental health, whether it's through exercise, meditation, or simply taking time to relax. So you realize that moving abroad is not all sunshine and rainbows. It takes hard work, determination, and a willingness to adapt to new circumstances. Without proper preparation, that dream of living in another country can quickly turn into a nightmare. Don't let that happen. With the right mindset and preparation, it can be an incredibly rewarding experience. By following the steps I've outlined for you, doing your research, handling your visas and your finances, preparing for health care, and everything else, you'll set yourself up for success. Remember, it's not just about logistics. It's about embracing the journey. Be flexible, open-minded, and excited for the adventures ahead. Thanks for watching, and I'd love to hear your stories about your own experiences or questions about expat life. Just make those questions in the comments below. And don't forget to check out my other videos about expat life. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.